りがとうございます。
Good. So, thank you so much for sharing your film with us. We're really proud to have the U.S. premiere.
My great pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Great. So maybe I can start with you, Miyazaki Kantoku. I know you have a strong connection to the place where the film was made. Could you begin to talk about where the story first came to you and how you first kind of started developing the character of Sakura?
In 2011, I made my first feature film, and it was kind of cool, but I thought it was not so real in some way. I was thinking, why wasn't it real? And I thought, oh, maybe I should shoot a film in my hometown, Yamato. But since it's such a boring town, well, we can only go to 7-Eleven or a mall, so that's the only choice. And I was, how can I make a film in 7-Eleven or a mall is what I was thinking. And one day my friend came over to my house, and I told him, like, I'm thinking of filming something in my hometown, but is there something special about this town? And then after that, coincidentally, that gigantic airplane sound, which comes like every 5 minutes in my city, came, and he said, what is this? So I asked, like, what's what? And then he was like, what's this sound? So I told him, oh yeah, I forgot about it, but it's the airplane. And humans forget those situations very easily, especially Japanese. And I forgot about the sound of the airplane until he actually pointed out. So I thought, okay, maybe I can make something out of this sound, which might be a little bit interesting, considering the relation of Japan and the US is changing a lot this 10 or 20 years. And that's, I think, the start of the project.
Great. And Kan-san, when were you first attracted to the role of Sakura? What did you see in her that made you want to take on quite an undertaking?
Yeah, it's I have never laughed in my life, so so first time I'm a little bit confused, but it was good experience for me. Yeah, so I'm thankful to director だけど。
So you never laughed in your life?
Yeah.
You're smiling all the time, though.
Yes, yeah, first time. It was first time.
in the role, you mean?
In role,
Rap. すいません、rap. I'm sorry. We have the problem with the R and the L, so I'm sorry. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, it was my.
And speaking of laughing or rapping, I understand that the two of you really collaborated quite closely on the content of the performance and the lyrics themselves. Maybe both of you could talk a little bit about that process of collaborating on the lyrics.
Please.
何した私たち練習した
So to be honest, I didn't make her train so much rapping because I hate those pretty good raps, which becomes very wacky and fake. But instead, I asked her to say something like a diary or like whatever that happened to you in real life. And I did have some things I wanted to say in those scenes, but it was, let's say, 60% my lyric and 40% hers. But sometimes she's like too much, so under those situations I said, that's kind of too much. And
Too much? Okay.
it's like, oh, I want a peaceful world or something, so I'm sorry, but maybe that's too much, so yes.
But, yeah, but We came to
Yeah, we had a very peaceful
studio.
collaboration. Oh, but yeah, we went to the studio, and first I made her listen to like Kendrick Lamar or like something like that, and then she was like, "Oh, I can't do this." So, so I let her listen to like Migos, and then maybe I could do this, and that kind of thing was going on, and we finally reached that very original and wild style. Yeah.
That's it.
Were there any particular inspirations you took for the rapping performance in particular? Or?
チャップリンをイメージしたりとかしましたね。
Like I was imagining Chaplin.
あとはそうですね、なんか本当に他に出てるラッパーの人たちがすごく有名な人たちだったので、どちらかというとやっぱ最後はそういう形だったりとか自分がこううまくできないことも分かっていたので、そうではなくてこうかっこよさっていうそのプロセスというかそのプラクティスの量っていうよりかはどちらかというと自分の言いたいことを最後はこう言葉にして言おうと思って、だから最後の本当に体育館の時のリリックもなんかこう監督にこういう感じはどうですかって言って出したらまあ too much って言われたりとか。
So there were many famous other rappers that were in the film were actually famous artists. So rather than thinking about forms or how I can do well, I just wanted to think about how the coolness, and rather than showing process or practice, I just wanted to put what I wanted to say in words. So for the final scene in the gym, I suggested to the director, how about this kind of thing, and then he would say, oh, that's too much.
Yeah.
Well, I think what's communicated quite powerfully in the lyrics of the rap, as well as throughout the film thematically, is the kind of anxiety of authenticity and the specifics of that within a community near a naval base. Could you talk a little bit about the place itself, your long-term experience in Yamato and how that theme works into it, as well as perhaps Kansan's experience on the set?
So close to Tokyo, there are like 3 or 4 very big bases, and the atmosphere is quite different each by each. Let's say Yokosuka, which is the largest naval base in Tokyo area, all the soldiers come out every day. So the city is full of American people, American young people, and it doesn't look like Japan. But the specific thing about Yamato is, since the base is too big and there's everything inside, there's a mall and like 7-Eleven inside, and university inside, concert hall inside, and everything is inside, so they don't have to come out. So they're very quiet besides the airplane, and they're like the quiet neighbors for us all the time. So if you forget about the sound of the airplane, I felt like they do exist, but they do not exist. And I thought that's exactly the relation of US and Japan this 10 or 20 years. They do exist, but they don't care about us anymore, and Japanese forget about the Americans, because like until the 90s, everything you do, they say, oh, US is so cool, US is better, oh, US, 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 but now no one refers to US culture or US anymore. And I thought that was a sad thing, and I kind of tried to connect that with how the Yamato base is placed in my city. Many of my producer friends said, why don't the American soldier come out and rape the main character, but I'm sorry, but that's not real. And I think this film is about how real you can be, and hip hop is about realness. And in Okinawa, yeah, that kind of things keep on going, and Yokosuka is the same. But Yamato, luckily, yeah, they're very quiet, and they hardly come out. Only once a year I can go inside the base with my passport.
We need passport inside?
Of course, of course.
I didn't know.
Even part-time workers have to get a passport check when they get in. Because it's not Japan.
Yeah, I know. in Yamato? なんか MP? 言っていいんですか？私が大丈夫？なんかその撮影中にやっぱ向こうがこうヤマトでこっちがヤマトで向こうがカリフォルニアっていうシーンがあって、なんかそのシーンの時に向こうからこう車が来てたの分かりました
？In the scene that I'm saying, this side is Yamato, and on the other side of the fence is California. You saw the car coming towards the camera. You noticed?
They can hear our voice, so everything maybe 全部知ってるよね、多分知ってて、でなんかいきなり来て、なんか私は分かんないですけど監督は怒られたっていう。
They could hear everything. I think they knew everything, and they suddenly appeared. And I don't know what really happened, but I think the director got yelled at.
Suddenly he's なんかいきなりなんか危ないから逃げましょうみたいな、なんか we have to escape. Why? とりあえず逃げてくださいとか言って。
Let's just run away. Let's just run away. He said.
なんでみたいな。
Why? I was wondering, but then he said, just do it. Just do it.
Yeah. Every day.
Yes, actually that happened like every day during the shooting. It's kind of a peaceful movie, but behind there's a lot going on. And so yes, when we go close to the fence, they already check my GPS. So the MP, the military police, comes, and then they call the secret police of Japan, and then the secret police calls the local police, and then I get yelled or caught or whatever every day. And I asked them, like, this is my home country and I have all the papers to shoot here, and why can I shoot here? And they said, man, things are kind of complicated, so please understand. But that happened every day, and since they've been tracing my GPS, when I go close to the fence, they come automatically. So that fence scene with Yamato and California, that was shot only by the two actresses and me and the DP because everyone was hiding. And they said one more time and you're going to go to jail kind of a thing. So, and there is actually a law that if I film or photo inside the fence, I have to go to prison for 10 years without any lawsuit or anything. So that doesn't make sense to me, but they cautioned me about that. So that scene was very important, but we had to use like a tiny different camera to shoot it because they were coming toward the fence, and they tried to catch me and yeah, so I was chased by the secret police and the MP all the time during the shooting, even after the shooting, yes. Still now, maybe.
I'm really glad that you made it here.
Me too. Maybe I can't go back. Yeah, in that case, I'll come back, yes.
Well, I do want to open it to the audience in just a moment, but following that same thread, I'd like to hear a little more about this independent production methodology, and you're working with a really fantastic DP, Akiko Ashizawa, and it sounds like it's a fairly compact production team. Maybe if you could talk about staging with Ashizawa-san, as well as the rehearsal process with Nina Endo and Reiko Kataoka and your really wonderful cast members.
So in Japan, independent films, average budget is lower than Indonesia, much lower than Thailand. And this film was shot in 9 days. So everyone's like, wow, all the time I say that. And German producers are, oh, we're going to start shooting in Japan. But anyways, The independent filmmaking in Japan is very tough, but fortunately, some of the very supportive crew, like my DP, Ashizawa Akiko, who's probably the #1 female DP in Japanese cinema history. She's like my mother, sometimes yelling at me, but she helps me out with my small projects all the time. And the other thing is the cast, like Kan-san. She's obviously the most talented and passionate actress in the young generation, I think, but they they support us for like 9 days shooting and a very cheap budget. So I wrote on some article recently that I want to be like Beyonce someday, but recently I'm going for the Sex Pistols. So we don't have budget, but we do have passion, and we're supported by those great cast and crew. So that's the reason I could go on filmmaking, but it's obviously unhealthy. And during the shooting, there was a big car accident because the production managers didn't sleep. Probably you don't know. Yeah. So the car went off the highway, and on the last live scene, there weren't enough crew on the set, although there were so many people in the hall. But that kind of a thing happens under that kind of a situation. So I hope it gets a little bit better. Maybe Toho or someone somewhere could split the gigantic budget to us. Like 1% will do everything. Yeah. For like 20 films from us. And that's what's going on.
そうですね。もう本当にまあ本当に一緒にやっぱりやってて、やっぱ多かったのがニーナがやっぱずっと一緒にやってて、お母さんとニーナとあとはもうお兄ちゃんですよね、内村さんもう全員と一緒にやってて、でなんか本当にやってる中でなんかこう皆さんこう芝居に対するモチベーションというか、その芝居に対するなんていうんですかね、こうなんかコネクトなんていうんですかね、日本待ってなんか違う芝居方法、芝居論がこう違うのがやっぱりやっててすごく楽しかったというか、それがなんかいい意味でなんかこう化学変化みたいなのを起こしていて、なんかそれが私にとってはすごく刺激的で、特に片岡さんに対して、私のお母さん役だった片岡さんに対してはもう本当に超すごい人で、本当にこう全てにおいてその役に対して計算があって、それも含めてのなんかこうストーリー展開がなっているっていう、本当にすごい素晴らしい私は本当にすごい大尊敬する役者さんですね。はい。
So I really spent a lot of time together with Nina and who played Ray, and my mother and brother roles, and those were the scene that I spend time with them the most. And then everyone has, I don't know how to say it, maybe the motivation towards acting or the connectiveness to the acting, but probably the methodology for acting is very different, each one of them. And to be with them and experiencing them was very fun. And it created a good chemistry, and I was very inspired by them. And especially the actress Ms. Kataoka, who played my mother's role. She's just very, very, very amazing, special person, actress, and everything about her role is calculated, and it really built the way the story developed. And she's just amazing. I have such great respect for her.
Great. Let's move into questions from the audience. I see a hand right here.
Try again.
Hello. All right. Great film.
Hello. Thank you.
No problem. So throughout the film, there was a very, I saw there's a deep appreciation for Western music, hip hop culture in particular. I don't know if naming your film a Miyazaki joint was after the Spike Lee joints, and plenty of like Little B, E40, a lot of hip hop in there. So I wanted to ask you personally, what would you say out of like all the Western media you've taken in, which would be the most, would inspired this film the most, you would say?
It's quite interesting, but the musician who was actually doing live in my movie, Norikyo, who was singing at the live scene, his album is his debut album, which came out in 2007, which I bought at a mall in Yamato. Had his like strange autograph of him on it, like for my locals or something, and I heard it and I kind of cried because it was like so real, like about our boring life. And also it's the first and probably the last album or song that shouted out to the city of Yamato. So I emailed him right after listening to it. And I think his album, which is called Exit, is the very fundamental of my project. And on top of that, I, of course, like American hip hop. So yes, Japanese hip hop, Norikyo's Exit is the fundamental of the project. And, you know, like rappers are made fun of all the time until like last year in Japan. Like, oh, they're saying yo, 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 or like something like that. But no, they're very serious and they're trying to do something very original from renting the art form of that American, you know, people made. Yes. Thank you.
More comments from the audience? Could we get the mic up towards the back?
Is there any further points that you were trying to make concerning Japanese hip hop in the film? You mentioned authenticity, for example, in the scene where Ray was saying you can only really imitate Americans, and of course Sakura retaliating. How does that play into, I guess, what sort of message were you sort of trying to make concerning the Japanese hip-hop community with that scene and how it plays into the movie?
I kind of repeat it in the movie, but everything in the world is a copy now. And what shall we start from that point is the most important. It's not if it's a copy or a fake. It's everything is a copy, and then what should we start from that point is what I wanted to show. And Japanese have a big, how do you say it, like a complex against being a copy of US or whatever. And we consider ourselves as very fake. Some go the wrong way. Like, obviously we are influenced by China and Korea, but no one admits that. They say we're very original because we have been living in this small island forever. But that's a fake. Obviously we're influenced by the big, you know, China, Korea, and Asia, and of course US. But I kind of wanted to like point out, like, okay, we're a copy, but everyone in the world is a copy now. And what shall we start from here? Should you just weep in your room that I'm a copy? No, I won't do that. I'm gonna start something, although I'm a copy.
Actually, my dad is Korean. So なんかちょっと
Yes. Yes.
I mix.
You miss your father?
Yeah, a little bit.
You should enjoy New York.
Yeah, I can.
Right, but mixed identity is, you know, more common in Japan than
Yes.
you know, popular media might make.
Yeah. But recently there was like a Taiwanese, Japanese politician who said on the interview, "Can you believe 1 out of 50 is like a mix and a half in Japan? That's a lot," is what she said. And I was like shocked, like, no, that's not much, but even she said that. So still there's not so much mixed or half people in Japan, but I think especially in Yamato, where there's so many Asian refugees and American soldiers and American families, I'm kind of raised in that kind of environment, so I can't believe like, oh, there's only one race in Japan. That's like the maximum of stupidity.
More questions. Could we go up here in the second row?
Thank you so much for bringing us your film.
Thank you very much.
I apologize if I'm the only one who didn't quite follow, but I'm curious about Ray's relationship with the family, like the father and the mother. I didn't quite get what happens, and if there's anything that you wanted to say about their relationship. And my second question is about the music, because I find it very interesting, especially towards the end when you had the hobos come together and they were playing that music that was very dreamy, and I was just curious if that was music that you had planned before the shoot or you came up with it afterwards, and how you worked with those musicians. Thank you so much.
No problem. The relation of the family is, yes, I guess it's very complicated. My friend said he read the IMDb, but he couldn't understand what the hell was going on. He couldn't understand the first and the second line, the relation of the family. And I tried to make it a little bit complicated intentionally because we don't know where we come from, and we're all mixed up. And like my grandmother was picked on the street. I don't know where she's from, but she was raised by a happy family, and here I am. So I think the world is like that. Like, as I said, everything is a copy and a fake, and we don't know the past. It's the post-truth world, so what shall we do? So, but I just wanted to, so for me, Abi had a wife who was Japanese, who came from Okinawa, and they were married in California, but she passed. So Kiko is like his probably next wife, was what I was thinking about. And Rei is the daughter of his ex-wife. Yeah. And for the music, that hobo scene, actually a very famous R&B soundtrack maker made that music. So I was very sad to use that in that kind of a scene. But he was one of the judges sitting in the chair. So I think he liked it. And also, this is a big thing, but the later ending music, not the ending, the music I played when she does a live in the last scene, that's called Screw, which is from Texas, Houston, and I use it the first in the world, but somehow it was used in Moonlight, so people say, oh my God, they use Screw in Moonlight, but I'm the first one.
We have time for one more question, maybe a question for Kan-san to balance things out. Let's see. See a hand over there.
Thank you. I guess, yeah, just a quick question. What was your favorite scene to shoot, and why? Maybe the most or like interesting, and then maybe the most enjoyable. Maybe they're two different scenes. Thank you.
下山のシーン Scene of Artist of 下山どこだあれは行きたい
When in the dream scene where I'm coming
I
down.
love it because I like that scenes in music. I like the music. It's なんかすごくこうあの時病んでたんですよね病んでたっていうかこういろいろその順撮りってなんて言うんだろう順撮りで全部が結構順々に撮っていたので結構その最後の方にあのシーンが本当にいろいろ喧嘩した後の日に撮ったんですよね。であのシーンは本当にその殴られていっぱい喧嘩した後にあのシーンになるんですけどそれと同じ順撮りで撮ってたのでなのでやっぱりそのシーンから行ってやっぱり一番自分の中でもこう気持ちが落胆してたというかこう落胆してたところからモチベーションを上げるっていうところのシーンだったのでそこが私にとっては一番こう気持ち的にもどういうふうにこう表現しようかすごく迷っていってでもあのシーンの前の日は多分朝の5時に終わってで 10時出発だったのに10時に待ち合わせず誰もいないかったっていう事件がありましたね。
いやいましたいました。
いました？本当？あれなんかちょっと
実家に帰ったじゃないですか。
あ、そう、実家に帰って私富士だったからそのまま来たんですよね。
Just
あ、それはいいです、大丈夫です。それは大丈夫です。それは
so when we shot that scene, I was actually mentally really stressed out, feeling quite ill because we've been shooting everything sequentially. So it was the scene came after the big fight scene where I was beat up, and so it came the next day. So I was really feeling down, and it's the scene where I was in the scene in the film and for myself trying to build up the motivation again. So I was really uncertain about how to express the internal emotion, and then the shoot the day before the fighting shoot ended at 5 a.m. and then the call was 10 a.m. and no one was there, and they went into, oh no, we were here.
I was there. I was there.
I don't think so.
No, I was eating udon there. I came there first. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I love this note to end on. But do you have any final comments before we move into the lobby and the next screening?
さっき西北西の時でも同じこと言ったんですけど、やっぱりこの映画は、西北西よりもやっぱりすごく社会性が強いで、社会性というかその日米関係のことについての話だったので、ちょっと西北西とはまたちょっと全然違う話で、やっぱりその西北西もちょっとその戦争だったりとかそういうことは取り入れてはいるんですけど、やっぱそれよりももっとすごいこう今の日本の日本の中で起きているその日米関係の問題をストレートに突っ込んだ話であるので、すごく現実もその撮影自体もすごくやっぱりそういう政治的な関係のところに飛び込んでいったので、すごく撮影自体もタフっていうかなんですかね、ちょっとハード、自分の中でもやっぱりすごくそういう意味ではハードでしたし、撮影もやっぱりすごくそういう意味では大変でした。でやっぱすごくそういうところもありつつ、やっぱそういうことをやっぱ人と人が話すっていうことはとても難しくて、やっぱりそれを言葉で相手に伝えるっていうことはやっぱ言葉の壁だったりとかいろんなものがあるんですけど、なんかそれをしっかりと映画だとその私たちが言いたいことをダイレクトに伝えてくれる一番平和的解決方法というか、平和的な理論の進め方というか、一番平和的にというかピースフル、一緒かなんていうの、なんかその平和的っていうとなんかちょっとなんかかしこまってるんですけど、なんかピースフルななんか手法だから、なんていうの、方法だから、私もすごくこれからもこういう映画を撮り続けなければいけないなと思うし、やっぱりそういうところでお互いになんか他の国の人々と話す機会がこういう場であれば本当に私は幸せです。
So I spoke about this at the Northwest Q&A as well, but this is very, even more than that film, it has a very social nature, and the other story was about bullying, so it's a little bit of a different story, and even though the other film, West Northwest, also indicated war, but this film was really about the Japanese-US relationship and issues that's happening within Japan. So it's a very straightforward message to it. And so the shooting as well was very realistic, and politics, the shooting itself was kind of jumping into that kind of scene and issues. So in that sense, it was pretty tough or hard for me. But I think that for person to person to speak and convey things, what you think in words are very difficult. But in real life, but in the film, it sort of allows us to directly express and convey what we're thinking in a very peaceful way. So I think it's a peaceful method and logical progression and peaceful solution. And I really think that I really should continue to do this kind of work, keep making this kind of film, as it gives an opportunity to also speak with people from other countries, like in this stage right now.
す。